If you haven't heard about what's happening with GameStop, then you're definitely a few weeks behind. If you have heard what's happening and you just don't understand what it is, I'm going to explain it to you guys. But you better stick around because you guys can make a lot of money. What's going on, guys? My name's Gagan, and if you haven't already hit the subscribe button down below, go hit that button. And today I'm going to tell you guys about GameStop, and if you guys don't know what a short squeeze is or any of these technical terms, I'm going to try my best to explain it all to you guys. But this is very time sensitive information, so that's why I wanted to get it out to you guys as soon as possible. So some of this information might not be exactly accurate, but I just want to get the main point across so you guys can actually buy some shares if you guys want to tomorrow, or just wait on the sideline and see what happens. But just to let you guys know, I'm not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only, and this is only my own opinion. And I am holding some shares and I am holding some call options, just to let you guys know. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm seeing GameStop news everywhere. It's on every social media page. Billionaires are tweeting about it and talking about it, but why? So let me explain to you guys. So let me give you a basic example first, and then we'll move on to actually what's happening with GameStop. So let's say you buy a Tesla share because you think it's going to go up. You buy it at $500, you want to sell it at $1,000, but you wake up one day and it's $400. So you start panicking and you go to the market and try selling it. But the highest bidder is only willing to pay you $395. So you know what? You decide to let it go. So you actually gave it for $5 less. But now the stock dropped by $5. It's $395 on the market. So everyone else holding these Tesla shares are also getting really scared. Because they see the price fall, they also decide to sell. So when they decide to sell, you increase the supply of the shares on the market, which helps the momentum for the price decreasing. So it'll keep on decreasing as more people are selling. So this is kind of the opposite of what's happening with GameStop right now. It's called the short squeeze. So a short squeeze is similar to the example I gave, but in the opposite direction. Let me explain. So when you short a stock, you expect the share price to fall and you want to profit off of the share price falling. So going back to the Tesla example, let's say that Tesla is still $500 a share. You believe it will go down to $400 and you go to the bank and ask to borrow a Tesla share. So they give you the Tesla share in return for some interest. So when the bank gives you a Tesla share, you go to the market and sell it right away back at $500 and you wait for the share to go down. When it drops down to $400, you'll buy that share back at $400. You'll go to your bank and give them the share back. So what you actually gained was that $100 difference minus some of the interest that you had to pay the bank to borrow the share. So this is what is called a short position. But instead of the shares actually falling, what if the shares actually went up? Now, this is where it gets interesting. So you still have to give the bank back that one share. It doesn't matter what it costs to them. They only care if they have that one share or not. So say, for example, you wake up one day and it's $600. You would have to buy it at $600 now, and you would be at a $100 loss. But to even buy it at $600, you go to the market and people are only willing to sell it to you for $605. So you buy for $605 and you increase the share price by $5. By the way, when I'm saying that you increase the share price by $5, I don't think us as individual investors buying one or two shares are actually able to influence the market at all. I'm just giving you guys a very simple explanation as to how the market really works. So the more people that are willing to pay a little bit higher for the shares will buy it at that price, and eventually the share price will keep on going up. So in terms of all the people that were shorting the shares, as the share prices are going higher, they're all losing money. So they want to close out their short positions. So they're all rushing to the market, trying to buy it as fast as they can. And the more people that are rushing to the market, the more demand there is for that stock. And so the more you demand, the higher the prices of the shares that it will go. So now imagine if the share price actually went up. So you still owe the bank that one share, and as the share price is going up, you're losing money every second. As soon as the share price is going up, you're losing that money because you owe the bank the share plus the interest. So in order for you to close your short position, you're going to go to the market and buy that share. But as you buy that share, you're increasing the demand for that stock. So the more and more people that are buying the stock, the higher the share price goes and the worse off the short positions are. Now that is what you call a short squeeze, when there's so many people shorting the stock that they're being forced to purchase the shares, and more people are wanting to buy the shares just to close out their positions. Now let's get into the actual GameStop example. There are roughly 140% of the float being shorted. So float is the total number of shares that are available to the public that can be traded. So GameStop has 50 million shares available, and that means 70 million are being shorted. So let's just step back and think about that. More shares are being shorted than are even available on the market. That is crazy. And I'm going to show you a quick clip of what Jim Cramer has to say. And Jim Cramer was a hedge fund manager, and he has some very decent news that he likes to put on CNBC, and he can actually influence the market quite a bit. So let's look at what he has to say.
Jim, from your perspective, is this going to change the way that we look at people who short the market or short stocks?
If you're going to short 148% of a stock, you're a moron.
So hopefully you guys heard that pretty loud and clear and how he felt about those people that are shorting GameStop. So now let me tell you about how many shares are actually expiring and when. So currently there's about 80,000 call options that expire this Friday on the 29th. And each call option is a contract to buy 100 shares. So that tells us that there's roughly 8 million shares that will be purchased on Friday. Or it could be a little bit earlier, but the latest will be Friday because they have to close their positions. So the float is about 50 million shares, and that's if all of them are being traded, that 50 million will be even available. But consider how many people are holding these shares and not selling at all. So in an SEC document that was filed today by BlackRock, they're a big investment firm, pretty well known. They disclosed that they purchased 9.2 million shares. And this is huge because that's such a large amount that will be taken away from the float. So if they own 9 million, and if every other retail investor is just holding onto the shares, it seems pretty impossible for those people to be buying those 8 million shares. So if they have a hard time buying those shares, the price of the stock is just going to keep on going up and up and up as long as people hold. But as soon as people start freaking out and unloading all those shares, that's when the share price is going to tank. So that's why a lot of news on Reddit is happening and everyone's telling each other to hold it, because as a team, if we all just continue to hold these shares, the short sellers will have to pay ridiculous prices, like crazy high prices. Like, just imagine, this stock was trading at like $20 5 weeks ago. Let me actually show you. So today, the stock actually went up 92%. 1 month ago, it was trading at $17, $19, just around here. So if we look at the 1 month chart, it's gone up 605%. And in aftermarket, it's already gone up 41%. And that is actually because of Elon Musk. I'll show you his tweet. And he didn't even say go buy it or anything. It just shows on how strong of an influencer he is. All he said was GameStop. And it went up 40%. That's crazy. On top of that, if he's validating this, there's other billionaires. There's Chamath. I don't know how to say his last name, but he's a billionaire investor. He was an early investor in Facebook. He's very well known as well. Even he bought call options on GameStop. Alright, so I'm not trying to pump up the stock in any way. I already told you I am holding it, and I'm going to continue holding at least until about Friday, when everyone actually has to purchase these shares. But if you guys are going to be purchasing this stock, be careful. It is very risky. It's probably one of the riskiest trades I've made because it's so uncertain, right? We're not looking at any of the financials here. GameStop isn't necessarily like a very futuristic company. I don't think this should be worth $10 billion what they are right now at this $220 share price. So be careful. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't help you make any of your trades. This is all your own responsibility. I'm holding. I really think this is going to go a lot higher. A lot of people on Reddit think this is going to go to 1,000 plus. I don't necessarily believe that. I think it can at least hit about maybe about $500-600 by Friday if everyone continues to hold. But as more and more people freak out and they just want to sell their shares, that's when the selling pressure will come. But right now, with Elon Musk tweeting that, with Chamath actually buying this is just adding on to the buying pressure, and the momentum is going to bring this thing to the moon, like literally. From $20 to $220, we're taking out crazy hedge funds. It's crazy. People are actually like willing to take down these big companies because all they do is just make short positions and make all these stocks tank. So for once, we're actually beating those hedge funds. So it's a pretty good feeling. Honestly, if I lose money, it's fine. As long as I beat those hedge funds, it makes me pretty happy. So hopefully you guys got some information out of this. And if you guys liked the video, please go and hit the like and subscribe button down below. This is not usually the type of videos that I would make, but I really had to get this out to you guys because I don't want you guys missing out on any opportunities. So until next time, see ya.